Okay, it's welcome to 2022. It's been 6 months. So it's been a whole 6 months since we last did an inspection inside of this hive. 26th of March now. It was the 28th of September when I was last in inspecting the bees, and when I put on this conventional super replacing the floor hive super, which was on before, and fed back to the bees all of the honey they produced. So this has been a really nice week. Trying to get the smoker going here, and although various different people will say various different things, as always in the bee world, about the suitability or otherwise of inspecting this earlier in the year, I've decided I am going to make an inspection today. Like all inspections, there needs to be a purpose. You don't just disturb the bees for no good reason. I'm going to check a number of things. One, hopefully to see that actually queen is still there and active, and I will not deliberately look for her, but for signs of her being there and active. In other words, whether there's young, whether there are eggs that I can see, whether there are active signs in the brood box, and possibly even in the super of new bees being produced. That can only, of course, happen if there is a queen. Smoker going. The easiest thing in the world to get going this. I don't think I've ever yet in year one worked out exactly how to operate effectively the smoker. So yes, looking also then to see if there are plenty of stores left. I didn't feed my bees at all, other than their own honey back in September, and putting on a super. My rationale was that I was giving them a lot of honey back, which they produced themselves, and I was also giving them a super in which to produce more honey for themselves, and that should be sufficient for the winter. So here we go. Wow. Taking off. Now then, I'm not entirely happy with the smell. It smells quite wet. Yes, there's some signs of wetness here. Quite sure what all that's about. And then let's see if I can. I do need to get this smoker to be functioning. I really do. It's try and get a bit of smoke on here. Calm the bees. Get the bees to go down a bit. Okay, let's calm those bees a bit. I better put the gloves on. Even though it's much harder to manipulate, as I found last year with the bees. See this dampness here? And the smell almost like fermenting, which is a very strange thing to smell. Right, I'm going to try and lift out one of the one of the frames. Yes, it does smell like fermentation. Very, very strange smell. Now, obviously, not having lifted out anything in 6 months means these are probably all quite difficult and stiff to get out. But we'll have a look in here and see what we can see. I don't think there's any bees here. So that's all capped honey. Vast amount of capped honey, although some of it seems to be broken into and not in a very good shape. Can't say that I'm delighted by the look of that, or by the fact that it looks so damp in here. So I'm just going to try and move this one across a bit. No point in lifting that one out, it's also full of honey. I'm looking for new bees, not... Gosh, it does smell like very strong, like fermentation. I don't think I've ever encountered anyone talking about having such a smell in their hive. No, I haven't. So I'm trying to, yes, just move these across. Getting a lot of honey, a lot of stores. Actually, incredible amounts of honey. No, much more than I expected to see. So I'm lifting this one out now. See what else we can see on here. Just honey. No sign of new bees. Bees out here look reasonably okay. So I don't want to spend too long doing this because it is still very early in the year. Now I can see storage of lots of pollen here. So honey and pollen in here, but no sign of eggs. That's just honey and pollen. The last of the middle frames here. Quite a lot of bees on. Again, pollen and honey. Lots of pollen, still honey. So lots of signs of lots of food. But definitely, I would say not a huge amount of bees. These are getting a little bit active though. A bit more smoke on. This is the last one I'm going to lift out of here, I think. Because I want to have time to look in the main brood box. Again, a mixture of pollen where the bees are and very active, and honey on the other side. Oh, grubs. No, grubs. White grubs in this one. Don't know if you can see them, but there are white grubs, so there are baby bees in the bottom of this one. It's a good number. So that's a good sign, because they're all, that means the queen in the last few days really has been active in producing some young in this hive. So there's the evidence, without seeing the queen, that we have a queen and she's laying and grubs are being produced. Well, this one's doesn't want to move. Why? Pollen and honey. Loads of honey on the side of that. Still a very strong smell. So at this point I'm going to, there's one frame, there's two frames I haven't picked out, but based on the fact that they tend to start in the middle when it comes to producing bees, then I am not going to take them all out. Gosh, these are lying sideways now. I don't know why that's happening. I need to somehow get these to lie square. They're not lying square. Gosh. Yes. A lot of... I don't know whether this amount of dampness is normal in a hive, but I do have significant amount of dampness here. These bees are getting a bit unhappy with me, but I can't get them to lie flat, these frames. For some reason, they're not going in flat. Right, better. I think maybe they've got residue on the bottom of them, which is stopping them from going in flat. But if I don't get them reasonably flat, I'm sure I'll have trouble later. So I need to get them better lying than they are. Yes. Interesting. Just want to try, if I can, to get rid of a bit of this. They're definitely flying around me in a defensive way now. Got a lot of propolises on the side in here. Don't know how I can get that out either. Gosh. They're definitely flying around me now. Trying just to clean up a bit here before putting the... Come on, give them a bit of a... See this stuff that sticks to the bottom, it's makes it hard to get these back in and to lie flat. Okay, that's back. hive. This is where the hive tool comes in very useful, scraping bits of stuff off. I'm not happy with this one, but it's not too bad. Okay, let's get that back on. Now then, now the biggie, I'm going to lift off this, crack this open. There we go. I think that's it. Okay. Leave that box there now. Definitely not going to be happy now, are they? See if I can also use too much smoke. Let's get them. So we've got a lot of propolis here build up. Try and scrape. This is what makes it difficult for if it's in a pile on the ground. Collect it up later. See that? Making that sudden noise on the hive either is not something the bees like. I'm a bit wild in me now, but it's trying to do this gently but effectively. It's the trick, but it does affect the sitting of the frames above, so I need to get this off. It's very hard, this propolis, very hard. The last thing you want to do is, of course, anyway, you're at the queen, so keep an eye out all the time. There's not actually the queen anywhere doing this scraping. Okay. I think I might take the entrance reducer off, which at least will allow the bees to come in and out easier. Leave that off. And squeeze a bit. Come on. Yeah. Now then, I don't know how much more time I want to spend on this, but I definitely want to kind of take a middle one out, I think, if I can. They look very, very stuck together. How easy this is going to be, absolutely no idea. So this is the issue of first inspection, 6 months from previous, is that this is very stuck up. I'm going to have to try, I think, hire a different one there. They put propolis everywhere, every little gap, and it could very hard to get in and remove anything. So here it goes. I'm going to try here. Wow, this is really stuck. You've got to apply quite a bit of force, much more force than I ever did last year, to get this to move. Yeah, See, that seems to want to bring both these together, so then I'm going to try and split these apart. Gosh, they're really stuck. Here we go again, trying to get this still stuck to that one. We might have it now. Hell. Wow, really stuck together. Really stuck together. So I still don't know how the honey managed to get out of the upper frame and slide down in. You can see it's also come down into this. I don't like that at all now. I don't like the look of this frame at all. I wonder if I've got any spare frames at all, because this, the honey's gone all wet. It's really not in good shape. I'm not at all happy with that frame at all. I don't want to put that back in. Truth be known, I do not want to put it back in. Look at this one now. It's like the honey's gone off. Very strange. Very strange. Don't like the look of it. Whoa, many dead bees inside the, and very wet. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. So, I'm glad I inspected it, because things are not in good shape down here. It's very wet. There are a lot of dead bees. I feel like I should be cleaning out this to make it easier for the bees. I don't know how to do that. It's so wet. It is so wet. And there are so many dead bees. Gosh. So I'm going to try somehow to get these out. This is not good. See that? It's inside the hive. Really bad. It's like wet and dead bees. Now normally I would expect the bees to keep their hive, from what I've read, to keep their own hive clean condition. I don't know why we've allowed all of this to happen. Maybe I should have had more ventilation in the bottom of the hive. Maybe I should take the tray out. This is the issue. That there's a solid tray in here which prevents air from flowing in. I'm going to take this tray out altogether. I'm going to leave it out because something is definitely not right. Definitely not right. Looking in here. Damp. Smelly. So I'm going to have to prepare some new frames, I think, to replace some of the old ones. I'm not going to do that today because I don't think I'm going to have time. My focus now is on cleaning out this hive of the dead bees that are in the bottom, and these are virtually empty. Very strange. Very empty. Very empty. Don't look like they're being used at all. So now I'm going to scrape a bit more here, and you want to quickly move all the frames along, and it's while scraping out dead bees. This is going to take a lot more time than I ever imagined. A bee in here. Hopefully the bees are going to be okay. I can't leave it like this though. So here we go. I'm going to keep at this now. Move these ones along. Keep moving them along. They're virtually empty, the bottom. All of the activity seems to be happening in the top of the hive. I hadn't realized how poor condition things were in the bottom of the hive, in the main brood box. I expected this to be the busiest and best condition bit of the hive. It's actually the worst bit of the hive. And not as many bees as I thought. Maybe that's a good thing given what I'm doing. There's a young in here, larva in this one. Alright, there is larva. So there's larva. Try and be careful here. My only one fear in doing all this is killing the queen. So I'm scraping here quite an amount, but if you look at this, it's awful. The number of dead bees on the bottom of this hive have not been cleaned out. It really surprises me. There's a lot of bees. A lot of bees. Just stay at this though, I can't stop now I've started. I can't get 100% of these out, but if I just get the vast majority of it, that hopefully should be enough. And hopefully at some point the bees will clean up their own hive, because this is really not good, not what I expected, not good at all. Okay, there's capped young here, so that's evidence that these are being produced for a little while now. So I also see grubs, and I see capped. Yeah. Okay, well they're busy at least producing new bees in there, that's good. I'm just going to remove these bees in here. They're stopping me putting this in. Okay. Going to keep doing this all the way along. Got to get some more of these dead ones out the bottom. I'm trying to think as I'm going along here why it's got so damp. I'm wondering if it was a mistake leaving the tray in over winter. Maybe they needed more ventilation, that it's got too damp, and it's set about the problems that dampness has created for us. Anyway, there's more brood in here. Yeah. Oh my goodness, there's even more dead bees in here, bottom of here, and another part. Gosh. Gosh. That's not good. Really is not good. So, that is the surprise of the day. Piles and piles of dead bees. I've been in the hive quite a while now, so these bees are getting a little bit fed up with me. I think I've done an inspection lasting this long. I'm trying my hardest to look out for the queen. I knew where she was now, so at least I knew she was safe from all of this that I'm doing. Because there are bees which are coming out, the dead bees. I did think that nurse bees' responsibility was to keep the hive clean. So I've got 3 more frames to move. I suppose this is a good exercise in releasing the frames. Nothing else that I've had to come in and do this. Yeah, more brood, cap brood. Where are you, Queenie? Where are you? If I knew where you were, I could take extra care to keep you safe. Can't see you on there either. God, there's so many bees on the side now. I'll have to move all of these along and then move them all back again. That's such an opportunity to squeeze bees. I don't like that squeezing bees bit. So here we go. A bit more scraping here along the bottom. More piles of dead bees coming up right now. There. So good news is, whatever's gone wrong has not, as it were, killed the hive. It's not looking healthy. I can smell, again, honey. So like the honey had broken out and dripped. And it's fermented. It smells like fermented honey. It's a strange smell. I do think it's been a moisture issue. The winter, I should have given them more ventilation. I should not have kept the solid floor in. So for next year, let's just see if I can move these bees away from here. I tend to use the side ones for storing honey and pollen. Right. One more frame to move across and more scraping to do. Well and truly get stuck, these, they do. Right, now hopefully that's the last bit of force I've got to do. The bees, I don't see any male bees at all, or any sign of any male brood yet. Male brood sticks out when it's capped, much higher than normal, so no sign of that. So I think very early stages of producing new brood, very early stages. I'll try and keep that in my hand whilst I scrape the last of the piles of dead inside here. There we go. Okay, that's me done with scraping. Now I'm going to try and get these all back in now into a decent place. I have not seen a queen. I have not looked that hard, however, for her. Move all of these now back. Yeah. Oh shit, they stick just as you put them down, actually. They're very sticky. I think this propolis is very sticky stuff. It's quite important to keep the frames in the same place. They sort of, because the bees build between and leave a right amount of space. So quite important to keep them in the same order, so you do have to try and return them back. Come on bees, move yourselves a bit. Come on, move, 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 move. They seem to cluster on the side of the box in very large numbers. I'm trying not to scrape them. So there's definitely, in some ways, there's too much honey. Because some of it's leaked. There's signs of new brood, which is good. Queens started laying. This dampness in the hive, very bad. The massive number of dead bees on the floor of the hive, very concerning. They weren't ever cleared out. Lesson I think to be learned next year about ventilation. Let's try and clear those bees. There's so many on the front there. Try and get these back in now as quick as I can. These are definitely, if I was them, I'd have had enough of me as well. This is very heavy with honey, but I don't like the look of it. It just doesn't look nice. Very heavy. This frame, I really dislike the look of. Because honey that looks like it's got wet and is not in a very good shape. I can't not put that back in because I haven't got a. If I had another frame ready now, I'd put that in and get rid of this, but I haven't got another frame at this point ready to go. I think I've got enough room there to get this in. It really smells. Really, really smells, this one. Don't like it. I'm gonna have to keep going. So, yeah, I've really got to issue with trying to get this one in. So you get a cumulative effect all the way along of not quite moving them far enough, and then why would that one not, this one not go in? Oh, it's got an issue front to back, not side to side. Could do without this, to be honest, at this point. That frame. Right. They're all back. I need to clear them off here. Get this one back on. Sorry bees, I was in there a long time. Go and get yourselves in the hive. I'll put the top on. Get in the hive. Right. Okay. Well, very interesting. Very interesting. Didn't see the queen, but lots of brood. Real issues of dampness. I want to leave the floor out for a while, so there's much more ventilation. Because at the very bottom of here, there is a stainless steel grill, so it lets air in. It's fully like ventilated grill, but the trailer doesn't, so stops the ventilation. Yeah. The roof back on. Working right. Still not properly on, is it? No, it's not. Oh, no. Didn't want that to be happening either. Right, is that on properly now? No, still not properly on, is it? What's up? What is up? I know that this box is bigger than the normal floor hive box, but I still thought it fitted on. But it's pretty very difficult to get it on. If I take my gloves off, one of these gloves is, can't do anything very fine with manipulation. Okay, let's see now. Expanded. It's damp. So damp. Wow, that's really. I'm sure that it ever fitted better than this, but it's not very good. Is my answer. It's really not very good fit. I hadn't realised it's such a poor fit. Yes. Now I see the problem is. So, yes, this box, this top box, which isn't the floor hive, is bigger than the. That's maybe why I had the strap on. Yeah, it's bigger. Not good. Not good. Not good. I think I might have to put the strap back on. Because that is not very solidly on, otherwise it's going to blow off. I have to keep, now that I've got that on the top, I'm going to have to keep using the strap because it's not a good enough fit. Yeah, bees are definitely had enough of me. I know. Like I say, I've had enough of me. Bothering with the hive. We'll probably give them another couple of weeks before I go back in. Don't really want to go through that again. But I do hope next time I go in it's all drier and the bees have done a better cleanup job, because I'm very disturbed by this, by how damp it is inside and how many dead bees there were in the bottom. Well, we live and learn with bees. It truly is a learning experience. Going into the unknown, never having done this before. This has been here, sipping up some honey that has dropped out of this super. So let's go over again the lessons. I wanted to know, had there been enough stores? There's a lot of honey in here, so they definitely never ran out of food. That's a good thing. The hive has survived, another good thing. A lot of people have lost their hives this winter. So that's the second good thing. The queen has started laying, which is another good thing. Real evidence of being able to collect as well pollen to feed the young, which is a good thing. It means around here there is pollen this early in the year. So the queen is laying and raising new young. The only negative issue is that quite significant damp has occurred. I think because there's not enough ventilation for the winter. Honey is dripping from this side of the top part of the hive and has made lower bits wet. The smell of wet honey, you can smell it, almost like it's fermenting, so it's not properly ripe, partly fermenting, not a very pleasant smell. And a very large number of dead bees in the bottom of the hive, which really surprised me, knowing how well bees are at housekeeping. And maybe there just wasn't enough of them, enough bees, or they focused on keeping the queen safe and fed during the winter, and they're just overcome by the sheer numbers of dead bees and the significance of overcoming all that dampness and moisture. But they've survived it all. They hopefully will flourish from here. They've a lot to do to build up numbers before I even think about putting on a the honey super. That's a long way off, I can see that. No signs of shortage of space, no signs of building queen cells and wanting to swarm. that's a good thing. So thank you for bearing with me. It's been quite a long one today, quite a challenging one, but I hope useful.